business clients. Natalia, so good to see you. Okay, is it very quiet over there?
Okay, sorry, I had to do the link. You want to hear what our clients are thinking. Our clients, like I said, our clients, you know, they, in certain industries, are really nervous about what's happening in the States too. So
okay. What industries?
Nuclear is one. Medical is another. So got a couple. Medical senior is another one. So the ones you'd expect to be nervous right now are, you know, they're putting in protocols and getting everything done, you know, dealing with various issues on their end. So education.
So are you supporting them more with communications, or are they worried about losing business?
So my sense is they're worried about making sure that their communications are up at all time. So because they're using their online to communicate, that's, you know, sort of what they're doing. So that's sort of the first stage that we're hearing. You know, people are just making sure that we're not going to disappear, that we've got their backs. So they also want to, you know, make sure there's people starting to drop by the wayside in our industry as well. So they just want to make sure they're secure, and their internet's, or sorry, their website is a huge communication tool for them. So
okay,
is that what you're?
Yeah, that's what I'm actually curious what people are concerned about and how you're supporting them.
Yeah.
So it's more making sure the infrastructure is up and going, everything's fine, that sort of thing. Natalia.
Brent.
What are you seeing?
What am I seeing?
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of panic.
Yeah.
I'm also understanding that financial advisors were telling us to have at least 3 months of emergency fund ready for anything. I think this is a time to use it. That's why we have it. But I understand that's businesses operate a little differently than individuals. I lost some clients, but most of them stayed with me.
Okay.
So I've also got new clients. So it's interesting.
Okay. So for you yourself, are you doing anything different at this time?
Yes, I am speaking through the lens of what's happening. That is the priority.
Okay.
So,
and how are you supporting your clients?
With everything I can right now. With absolutely everything I can. Every tool in my toolbox is being used.
Okay. Is there anything that you've found particularly effective, particularly important right now?
Yes. I'm helping my clients very quickly shift the panic mindset to more of an empowering mindset, because we're going to make very different decisions from that place. So that's step one. And then when we're grounded again, now we figure out, okay, let's problem solve. It's very difficult to problem solve when everything's freaking out in your brain.
Okay. So actually, before we get into that, because I'm really curious about that particularly, because I think that is where we actually are going to find out what benefit there is in this. I read something online. There's a very Chinese proverb or saying or feeling or whatever it is that there's benefits in pretty much everything. So can you sort of go over what you do? Because not everybody who's watching knows what that is.
Right. So I help women step into their power and transition from hustling struggling to actually achieving stuff in a very healthy and pleasurable way.
Okay, so those are the clients you're working with.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and I imagine there's probably a very, both as we start to slow down, right? And maybe perhaps access more feminine energy, slow down, connect with family, that sort of thing. I'm just making things up here. You can confirm or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
There's also this feeling of fear, as you mentioned, which is a desire to now figure out, how do I make things happen? Perhaps more masculine, right? To get out there. Maybe there's a desire to, how am I going to hustle my way out of this? That sort of thing. Is that what's happening on the ground with you?
I'll explain it through this lens. I have realized for myself, when I was hustling and forcing and just going for it, in that beautiful masculine energy, which I do appreciate, just not all the time. I've realized that if I was in that mode, anything that would slow me down and made me pause, made me feel like I'm failing because I'm not moving fast enough. I have this feeling that's what's happening on a global scale right now. Just because we're pausing, it feels like such a failure. Rather than just a pause, reset, okay, let's keep going.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So then how are you supporting your clients that way?
With this, what's happening?
Yeah. You mentioned that you're helping them recenter, maybe ground a little bit. So I'm sitting here, I'm freaking out. Help me, Natalia.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Let's pretend I'm freaking out. Now I am a little, right? Certainly doubts and questions have gotten in my head. Less about the virus, more about the impact on the economy, what that means, that sort of thing.
Of course, because that's where the mind wants to go. Would you like me to take you through this very quick 3-step process?
Yes.
Would everybody like that? Would that be helpful?
Let's do this.
Is this a leading question? Is this a leading question? I have a feeling that it's a setup. Okay. Yes, Natalia, I'd love to hear it, actually. I would love to hear it, actually.
No, I want to be freaked out and ungrounded, Natalia. Okay, that's where I want to be.
I'm here to help. So any way I can help, let's do this. All you need
let's do it.
Notebook, a pen, and 3 columns. And let's do this.
Okay. Notebook, a pen, and 3 columns. I've got it.
Yeah.
We're doing this live. Wonderful.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Okay. So in the first column, you list everything that's going to go wrong.
Okay.
Okay. So just let yourself go.
So that's the happy column.
That's the happy column. First column is everything that's going to go wrong.
Okay.
Right. At least let's get it out on paper, out of our heads. Let's see what's in there. Because it is in there.
Sad kids, angry, wife in hospital.
Yeah, no, you just, everything. Those are legit concerns and fears and worries.
Business tanks.
I ran out of paper.
Yeah, good.
Have to fire people. Ooh,
okay.
Yeah.
I have to update my will.
Okay, right. This is just like good practical things, sure.
Have to say no. That's a tough one for me, actually. I'm not good with boundaries. Okay.
Oh, you can write that one too. Put that in that column, that you're not good with boundaries. That everything you think. Yeah.
Okay, not good with boundaries. Good. Okay, I have a whole bunch.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So in my work, that column represents all the limiting beliefs. And the reason they're limiting beliefs is because they're actually limiting us from moving forward. They're keeping us stuck in just fear and worry and panic. So we move to column 2, and all you have to do to move from a disempowering belief to an empowering one, all you do is just write the opposite. So trust me, just write the opposite, and we'll go see what happens in column 3.
Okay.
So everything that's going to go right.
You just whatever you wrote in the first column, you write the opposite in the second.
Okay, so happy, kids connected, Wife healthy. Biz does amazing.
Yeah, business explodes.
Amazing. Yeah. I'll go down to not good with boundaries, learn about boundaries. Okay. Have to say no. Be okay with no. With no. Have to fire people, have to hire people. I love it.
Terrible.
Okay.
That's good. Okay.
Okay.
I've got it.
You got it. Okay.
Yes. Richard, I'm actually curious. Do we want Richard and Arthur to share or whatever they want?
Yeah,
Sure, I don't mind. So business fail, global systems change, layoffs, lack of sleep, going crazy working from home, panic. I just thought of panic. Everybody else is panic. People are very panicky right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all. And then I ran out of room. Sorry.
Awesome.
So,
So much.
yeah.
Yes, I'm assuming yes. Okay.
Okay.
Anyone else? So we're good.
Yeah, I mean, mine were similar, but you know, business closes versus business explodes. Dad gets sick, dad gets healthier. Bank calls back money, bank gives more money. Not good with boundaries, great with boundaries. No water and too much water.
Okay. Excellent. So if you think all the things in column 1, you're going to make very different decisions than if you start thinking things in column 2. That's just how it works. So based on column 2, if that is the empowering beliefs you'd like to have at this time in history, what are the choices you're going to make? What are the actions you're going to take based on that? If that were true, what do you do? So this is, you can risk manage, this is like all kinds of actions, but the first belief is that this is how it's going to work out and this is how I'm setting stuff up.
Brent, I think we should start live streaming.
We are live streaming, are we not? Sorry, Arthur. Is that a joke?
We are. That was a joke.
Oh, it was a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, that's our actions that we're going to take. Right. Okay, I understand.
Fabulous.
Okay, can we edit? Oh, no, we're live streaming. We can't edit that out. Darn. Okay, I get the joke. I'm actually, there you go. I'm happy because I'm laughing at Arthur's joke. That was my opposite of sad. Okay.
Yeah, basically when on your thing happy is like what is in your control at this point that does make you feel good, right? Because that would be the action. Because the idea is that in panic, our brain literally shuts down. The creative part of our brain totally shuts down and we can't come up with creative solutions because we're in this, what do you call it? Depressed, shriveled up, contracted state.
Fight or flight.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go with kids angry, right? Versus kids connected. So yeah, my kids have gotten upset with, can't see my boyfriend. What do you mean you don't want me to work? Things like that. And my boundaries in saying no being so low, that's been super challenging because I'm just like, no. That's actually not the way we've parented in the past. And so once I go to switch to kids connected, and I'm not actually that worried about putting those boundaries in. Upset can happen. But then I'm also looking for, and what are we going to do, guys? What do you want to do? We're here. We're all here at home as an action. So I can see the actual energy in each shift. Just with that one, when we get to have to fire people, have to hire people, again, I can see my communications with my team saying, all right, guys, this is what we're doing. But then, so a little bit more motivational. a little bit less, I actually feel less freaked out when I think in those terms, which actually probably means I'm less likely to be making that truth a reality of have to fire people.
Can I add stuff?
Yeah, please.
There seemed to be a shift today. So for the first couple of days in my life anyway, you know, there was sleepless nights, but it was more, you couldn't shut the mind off. You had, you know, some sleep, and then all of a sudden you woke up and you know, the gerbil started spinning. Um, and, um, and, and at first it was the negativity, what Natasha's talking about. And then I used to be in the seminar business way back before. So around all of this stuff. And one of the first things that tools that I learned was you've got a result you're going for, and here's the start. And somewhere in between, all of a sudden, there's a roadblock. And what we do is we focus on the roadblock, and we use our creative mind to actually put energy into that roadblock. So the word is and. So how do you have the roadblock and get the result at the same time? And it sort of shifts the creativeness over a little bit more. So I started doing that a little bit more. And then I was doing a report this morning for a client on where they should sort of go there's a manufacturing and they get products ready. And I watched the federal government and the shift today at noon, the shift today, almost like everybody's working together. We're shifting industries. We're doing everything to first solve this problem and prepare for how we can help others in the world after we get through this ourselves, sort of thing. Because we're noticing in the States, everything is going crazy. And it was just like a shift. So then it was like, how can we use this? How can my client use this opportunity in order to grow their business? And that idea came from a gentleman that a long time ago that was in the automotive industry, and the automotive industry was starting to falter. And he was a lawyer, but his company made the handles for the cars, car handles. And I says, aren't you concerned about the industry going down? And he said, no. He said, actually, we do better in downturns because as long as you're solid at the core, then as other companies start to fail, you sort of can move into that space. And as Natasha was saying, you sort of, if you're in a closed off, fearful way, you're not looking at all the opportunities, sort of thing. And lots of books have talked about that. I don't know, maybe 6 hours ago, I got really pumped, really excited about, okay, so now what do we have to do in order to sort of move into the second column, as Natasha is talking about. But you do have to go into the uncomfortable first column first before you can even move into the second. And then, and going with the flow, there's one thing that we're good at in this industry for ourselves, is that things that worked before don't work now. There was no responsive a while back. There was no iPhone, or everything shifts all the time. Things fail, things are reborn. So this is just, and a lot of times you come out of it better than before. And so you can get out of it. You've got out of it all the time. You take strength in that, and then from there you just move forward. Anyway, that's what I found.
Yeah, I think somebody told me once, look to where you're driving, not like look at the barrier, right? You see it, but if all you do is look at the barrier, you're going to drive into it, as a metaphor. So make sure you're not navigating to hit it, right? And then once you've kind of figured that part out, which is not sure whether or not how business is really going to do, is there anything I do today? Now you look to where you're driving. That feels, yeah. So I'm curious, Natalia, with this activity, was there anything that particularly stood out as you worked through this with your clients?
it's the quickest way to ship. It's really the quickest way. So whatever's happening right now, we could go down what I call to the basement and just sit there and wallow. Or this is an opportunity to show up in leadership and figure shit out.
Yeah.
We got lots of toilet paper, so we can figure it out.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Sorry, I had to
Gotcha.
do a toilet
No,
paper
I
joke.
like
Sorry.
It would not be a COVID marketing if there was not a toilet paper joke.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Richard.
Hey.
So I just want to circle around to what you were saying there, Richard, for a moment. And I think this is true in most recession type scenarios. It is, I think, almost similar to our own personal growth, where you kind of expanded to a certain point. Things have gotten a little bit crazy. You're doing a lot of stuff. The economy's doing a lot of stuff. And it's kind of like, the money's been a bit too easy for a little while, and it doesn't completely make sense. And then you kind of pull back a little bit, right? That's a normal economic cycle, it seems. This one feels obviously to many a little bit different, as in, sure, if you are already solid, you have your 3 months financial buffer or 6 months or whatever it is, and your business has been doing well, awesome. Great moment of opportunity to weather the storm, come out stronger on the other side, gain clients as other people lose clients and maybe they weren't so well run. I'm actually a little bit more interested in finding out how we can get people that are maybe had not quite figured it out yet, and now are really not necessarily going to be a whole and complete and ready to go, right? So Natalia, I think it's wonderful that you popped on. I'm so happy to see you, because I'd say that this right now, you kind of where you're emotionally at is actually the start of all the other decisions that you're going to make.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is so awesome that you came on with this. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anything else you want to share? I think I'm ready to call it a wrap.
Okay. Well, it was very nice to see you, and thanks for going on through the exercise with me. That's great. I hope it helped.
Definitely feeling a lot more positive now after reflecting on all that.
Yeah.
I think, and so since you and Richard are on, we'll start with you, Natalia. How can people find you? And you said that your business is to, actually, I'll let you describe it again, and then also how do we get in touch with you?
So I help women step into their power and achieve results in a pleasurable and a healthy way versus through hustle or struggle. It's been a big theme.
Nice.
Where they can find me?
Yes.
NataliaCantor.com.
Awesome. I'm just going to put in a little bit of a plug for you, because I've worked with you. I've been in your mastermind. I've known you for some time. I actually blame you for most everything that I've done. That's crazy, because you're one of the genesis. I think it was 9 years ago, in 2011. And so I love you dearly. Thank you so much for coming on. You are ridiculously fantastic. Anybody who chooses to work with you will be blessed.
Oh.
Wow. I want one of those. I want one of those.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear what you're going to have to say to me about me, my God.
All right. And then there's Richard.
And then there's Richard.
All right, Richard, tell us how we can find you.
I'm in the basement of my home. Don't come around. No, we're CMS Web Solutions. We're a web development company specializing in custom WordPress. We do hosting, Canadian hosting, email, yada, yada, day in, day out. That's what we do, WordPress. That's basically what we do. I do other things on the side that if you'd like to join my, never mind. I try and so through challenging times, I'm pretty good through challenging times. I ruptured my Achilles 4 years ago. For 7 months I had no right foot, so I'm kind of feeling like this is similar. You can't go out, you're sort of stuck for 7 months, and the strategies to get through that. So I've also been sharing, helping people a lot. I do a morning smile every morning for the last 4 years. So that makes people smile in the morning. And every time I see them live, they always break out into a smile, which is not a bad thing. So I keep looking for ways of getting through this thing. So yeah, I mean.
Okay, so you mentioned your company name very quickly. So how do people find you?
C, don't spit through the nose, it goes, Natasha. cmswebsolutions.com. So
Awesome.
cmswebsolutions.com.
And so, Richard, I mean, you're a competitor, right? So we do similar things as far as.
We're not. I've never
bumped
into you. I've never bumped into you out
I
there in the
know,
world.
I know. I'm not gonna. But what that means, though, isn't that it means that I can't provide you much of a testimony like I've just provided Natalia, right? Because I haven't used your services, because I have your services in-house. However, what I will say is I've known you for quite some time. We've orbited, and I know you've invited me up to your place I don't know how many times, and I've said yes I don't know how many times, and I don't know how many times I've never actually gone up to your place. So hopefully this will change. I think I'm going to commit to actually coming and visit, Richard, and accepting your hospitality.
Next year,
yes.
when we get
I know.
Yes.
So my answer is yes right now, since I can't actually do it yet. But you've been really gracious in extending. But what I do know is that you've been in business for quite some time. My observation is nobody is going to go wrong by reaching out to you. Because if you feel like this isn't the right fit for you, you would say so. So the integrity that I've observed in your business is high. Mm-hmm. And I think that's super important, especially in our business, where anybody can say anything that they can do. And then sometimes the results aren't always as brilliant as promised. So
that's a whole other session. That's a
whole other talk. Yeah, we'll get into that.
Talking to people with the eyes to see what's really happening out there in the world.
Yeah. So, and nothing, anyways, we won't get into that. So it's been actually wonderful to have you on here, Richard.
Not as good as Natasha's, but thank you.
Well, also not as good as Natalia's.
Natalia, sorry. I get 80%. I'm not a perfectionist, thank God.
For Richard, you're a blessing too. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good night. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So let's wrap this up.
Oh, they're not going to say anything nice about
Arthur?
Arthur?
I'm just the producer in the corner.
Arthur's a pretty Well, Arthur is a blessing as well. He just joined our team. I think it's you. This is the end of your second week.
This is the end of week 2. Yeah, I'm still around.
Yeah, the guy's fucking amazing.
End of week 2, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he literally joined, and I was like, oh, this is happening. Interesting.
And now we've got a new live streaming service.
Yes.
Great job, Arthur. Great job.
And a TikTok account. Just gonna throw that plug in.
Oh, guys. Okay, Natalia, Richard, no, seriously. This is, okay, just before we hang this, I don't care if anybody's watching or not.
Okay.
Literally, and you two know this of me, literally Arthur says, he doesn't know me so much as far as all that stuff. Arthur says, I don't know why, Brent, but I feel like, even though LinkedIn seems to make more sense for us, we're a B2B, we're a web, design, creative marketing agency type thing, I feel like TikTok should be our lead platform. I'm just like, oh yes, the new guy thinks TikTok is the lead platform. I am really, really super excited now.
Of course. Nailed it.
He nailed it. I actually, he said no, I don't understand why, but I actually wouldn't be surprised if he actually researched and said, okay, if I want him to like me, that's my answer.
This is how I get the boss to like me.
Yeah, that was just purely, yes, purely digging in and researching.
Good move. Yeah.
Well played, Arthur. Yes. So Arthur, you two are a blessing. All of the, I don't know how many people, if any, who are watching, you are also a blessing, and we're looking forward to helping.
We got a number of viewers on there. I saw Rain came to watch. Catherine came to watch.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
They're all blessings.
I did put it out. Maybe it's some. Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe
I'll hear about
else,
it anyway.
Fantastic. Okay, you guys are fantastic. Love your energy. Let's shut this
It's a
down
good test.
now.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, good test.
And
Bye.
Brent,
Yes.
you're fantastic.
Yes,
Brent,
and a blessing.
Oh, yes. I miss your videos. Yes, you're very interesting individual, Brent. Very
interesting.
Yeah. Ladybug lover, you.
Yeah, the ladybug's coming back, guys.
Lovely.
Yeah, I've determined. I found it. I finally settled in where my soul was, because it disappeared for a while. Now it's back.
Oh.
Or coming back.
Oh.
Soon.
Your soul disappeared. Oh, poor guy. Hugs across the thing, Oh my God.
All right. Jeez, I don't want to end this. This is so connecting. Okay.
Well, you know what? We should just, not a live Zoom, but anytime you want to, you guys want to connect, just because you need to talk. I know George, friend of ours, he worked at Facebook, and he would only do video talks because he found it. He needed that connection. So he'd be at home, in Toronto, and he'd be walking around making himself coffee. But that is how he could stay connected. So feel free to stay connected through video. It does help. So. Especially now that we can't leave the house, really. Well, you can, but
But you can get shot down if you do.
And then Frank.
Yeah.
I will see you this evening, right?
Sorry, what?
I will see you this evening.
What's happening this evening?
Well, everyone, we're having a virtual party.
Oh, right. I think I saw that.
I wasn't invited.
Oh, well, then you will have to. Brent will have to send you the link. We have a virtual party. This is going to be the very first one, I think, in history. No idea how we're going to pull this off, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice. I love it. Okay.
Here's another idea: video dinner parties from people from around the world.
Yeah.
Oh, that's I like that.
Yeah. We'll definitely do that.
Okay. I actually am like, this is like we're one step to being virtual.
Oh.
Just anyways. Okay. Yeah. Let's get into the others. Okay. All right.
If I've got a lot of wounds, a lot of money I've spent testing stuff, things that have worked, things that haven't. So if I have any knowledge whatsoever that I can impart or share, somebody's got to get some money out of all the money that we've lost failing. So, or not failing, but sorry, Natasha, wrong word. But testing. So, feel free to ask. I'm here. Like, we're far north. We try not to get into Toronto, to be honest with you. So.
Yeah, good idea.
If I get down here.
don't. Yeah. Don't shut down almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we ending now? I think we're ending now.
I guess so.
We're ending. This is the final.
This is the final end.
The final goodbye.
The final. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, goodbye.
See you guys. Till next time.
Yep.
Till next time.
Bye-bye. I'm leaving. Okay, here we go. Bye-bye.
Yeah, sure.